Thank you, everyone. I'm your host Shashi with you all on Women Dialogues to create more voice for women and by women. As we know already, we are touching near 100, and we are really excited to share here how our speakers are creating their voice. We have connected with 58 countries, different women. They have taken part on Women Dialogues, and in the same way, our today's speaker, she's connecting with us from Bangalore, India, Bia Sandhu. She is an image consultant. She has her own company, which is called Parafrit Image Consulting. She has worked in corporates many years. She is experienced and she write for fashion magazines, lots of content. Along with that, she is coach and mentor for beauty pageant. As you can hear and you can see, our speaker have that shine and that glow with herself by creating and branding for others. So as women, we need that, I think, and that's what we are here having, that our beautiful and speaker who is going to give us some lesson learning, inspiring and motivational way, how she became that, how she created that, and how she can help us in our journey of growing and developing our life. So welcome, Bia, on Women Dialogues Global Talk Show.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shashi. It's a real pleasure, and I'm absolutely humbled to be here. I know, and I've been seeing the videos where you've been getting, women from all over the world. So it's really a pleasure to be on your show. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bia. It's a great pleasure to be having you here today. So, as I was talking about image consultant, and it brings all of a sudden a lot of image in our mind and a lot of background things. Okay, what does it mean? Like, what is image consultant? What is all about? And you work in this field. So, talking about your field, and before reaching to your work field, how you became that, how you decided to work in this field. Let's share about your life journey and what kind of life in your bringing up, or maybe in your early childhood, kind of things which made you feel like, yes, this is for me and I want to be that. Would you like to share with us?
Sure, absolutely. So I actually come from an army background. I've grown up in the army. So 30 years of my life, my dad retired as a general from the Indian Army. So I had the pleasure actually of being exposed to, a very tough yet a very glamorous lifestyle right from childhood. So, I had the pleasure of traveling a lot. I think I picked up and imbibed a lot of cultures, picked up a lot of things as I grew up, went to different places with my parents. My mother is an extremely stylish and an extremely, talented woman. So, of course, I learned a lot from her as I was growing up. And she loves keeping a beautiful home. She loves clothes. She loves, anything which is pretty and beautiful. So yes. So at a very tender age, I actually started working for an international airline. I started flying for them. It's been 22 years. I'm still with the same airline. And again, because of my army experience, where I had been exposed to so much through the army, traveled so much, picked up so much, learned so much, and traveled. And then joining an airline made me see things even from a broader perspective, where I started traveling internationally. London kind of, is still second home to me, where I am going to London almost twice, thrice a month. So all that put together, I started thinking that since I have had the privilege of being exposed to so much in terms of fashion, culture, people, etiquette, learning things from people. So why not, it's time to give to people now. Why not share my knowledge with people? So I formalized this whole knowledge by doing a course in image consulting. And image consulting is exactly what I just told you. It's all about, it's an amalgamation of all of this, where we help people to become the best version of themselves. We help them to look beautiful, to feel beautiful. It's not just about looking good externally. It's not just about being well groomed. It's also about internally feeling very confident about yourself. So like I said, I did this diploma for a full year and a half, where I had to clear exams, assessments, all of that. And once that was done about 6 years ago, I got into this full-fledged and started helping both men and women. So image consulting, a lot of people feel is only for women, but no, it is for men as well. Trust me, there are a lot of men out there who need image consultants. So image consulting is very interesting, Dr. Shashi. It is for everybody. People feel image consulting is very akin to fashion, or it's very akin to style, but no, it is for everybody. I have had doctors who I have trained, who you feel would never need an image consultant, but no, they do. You have, I know that our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he had hired an image consultant when he became the Prime Minister initially. So you could be at any level, you could be anywhere, and trust me, everybody, because we, like I said, image consultants are helping you individually at every level, externally, internally. And then we also try and understand what the requirement of an individual is. We assess, we see what is their requirement, and then based on that, we customize, our worksheets for them, work with them individually on a one-on-one basis, and similarly bring out the best version of themselves. And it really, I feel, it has really, I have personally helped so many men and women. If I start counting, I lose count, but since I've also been involved with beauty pageants, I would say over 10,000 people in the last 6 years. I've trained so many people, and when I see them change, when I see them actually transform, it gives me so much of gratification. It gives me so much of happiness. It just makes me feel that all that I have picked up and learned over the years through my experiences, I am being able to give it back to people, and they're being able to learn from it, and they're being able to, it's helping them in a positive way. So that gives you a lot of happiness and satisfaction, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's a beautiful way to describe about your childhood journey, and the same way how you carry over those environment or those learning and passion and turn into in your own career, where you mentioned like from very beginning having the very disciplined but very same time glamorous background, having this military and all. And talking about such all these environments, I remember and I can feel that many times people can feel it's demotivating, and many times they are not getting this place or the so-called as a freedom sort of. But as you shared your own way that how you find these skills are important for your career, which is wonderful. And I believe in the same way, many of our listeners can understand that sometimes having their own background and their own certain conditioned things can be a
Absolutely.
great helpful source for their learning and their career. So we are moving ahead. So, we were talking about your background and where you mentioned so beautifully how it helped you to grow yourself, to grow your business and work. Tell us more about when you are talking about this so-called international experience through becoming in international flights and flying regularly, how it can be helpful uh, for someone maybe looking similar kind of career or having this kind of experiences to add in their life or in their career.
So, Dr. Shashi, I actually again had the privilege to, start traveling internationally at the tender age of 20. I got selected for an huge international airline, which I don't want to name on social media, but I'm so proud to be a part of it. And I've been with them for 22 years now. And, at that time when I started flying, which was in 2000, a lot of people were not traveling as frequently as they do today. Today, travel has become, a very common thing, not at the moment as we speak, but till last year, till the, pre-pandemic times, it was a very common thing for people to travel all over, holidaying every time. But when I started traveling internationally at the age of 20, it was a real treat. It was a real, sort of sort of, a place which hadn't really been discovered so much and was not very popular in India. So at that age, when I started earning that kind of big money and started traveling and, started meeting people from so many different countries, because the airline that I work for, we have people from all over Europe. We have people from all over, from America, from Australia. We also have people, who are accepted for who they are in terms of LGBTQ at that time. Today, it's become very, everybody talks about their rights, but I'm talking about 22 years ago, when in India, people probably didn't even know, that being gay or being a lesbian is absolutely fine and it's acceptable and it's fine. So we started working with those people about 22 years ago. And, not just that, but it's also the kind of things we were exposed to in terms of wines, things like wines were not available in India at that time. And we were learning about wine, we were learning about table setting, fine dining, things which I'm teaching today, which I learned through my experiences, and I completely believe that traveling is the best form of education. I tell my children the same thing, that travel, and I encourage them, and I take them out to holidays, not because I want them to holiday, no, because I want them to learn about different cultures. Again, coming back to my army background, I think I've grown up changing homes every year, every 2 years. But that also makes you so flexible. It makes you so, I'm so happy in a 5-star hotel today. And if you put me in a tent, I'm equally happy because, I've seen the worst and I've seen the best growing up. Right. So I think it makes you extremely flexible. And yes, coming back to my international travel, like I said, I picked up, and of course, London being one of my favorite cities still in the world, has so much to offer in terms of culture, fashion, history, the people, the food. You talk about the food culture. It's one of the best in the world right now. So there's so much that I was lucky enough to pick up at a very young age, learn, imbibe whatever I could. And now I am being able to, teach and to show people the same things that I have picked up over the years. And I'm really proud of it. And it's a wonderful experience, and it's a wonderful feeling to be able to teach whatever you have actually experienced. You haven't read it in books, you haven't been seeing it online, but you've actually experienced it all. And I think that really makes a difference. It really does, because then you speak from your heart. If you are, you've experienced and you're teaching people, that you've been through it, so you really do speak through your heart.
Yeah. So, Bia, when we're talking about it, here you're bringing very important point, like learning theory versus experiences. And now where we are seeing a live example like you, who learned more through her experiences in her life, and she found her career, and moreover, like how those experiences can be converted into full-time, their career and job. How you feel when we are talking about many women, those are having lots of experiences in their work, and they feel like they are stuck or they are stagnant in their life, because they might feel, or they often feel, that they are not doing something potential. How you can encourage or give them words that yes, that experience can be their career as well.
So I'm so glad, Dr. Shashi, you asked me this question, because let me, now that I've told you all the glorified and the good parts about, what I've experienced in the last 22 years, there were also some difficult times that I experienced in the last 22 years. I was always a very, although I kind of got what I wanted, God was very kind to me, but I still didn't have that kind of confidence in me that I can do whatever I want to, till about maybe 7, 8 years ago. Even though I was flying, I was working for one of the best airlines in the world. I got selected out of thousands of people. There were just 5, 6 of us who got selected. But somehow, my confidence levels at that time were not that great. But because I was low on confidence, I had severe public speaking fear. I was very, very scared of public speaking. So I took this up as a challenge, and I told myself that, I have to get over this, because that was one of my biggest fears. And that was leading to, low confidence in certain situations, which I wasn't happy about. So I completely, maybe one of the main reasons, besides a lot more, why I took up image consulting is because I wanted to overcome that fear that, I can do this. And when I started doing it, I was so happy I took up that challenge, because today so many women tell me, that I have inspired them and they have learned so much from me. And if I'm doing two jobs right now. I'm working for an airline, and I'm also running my own company, and I've got two kids and I'm running a home. And we as women anyway are brilliant at multitasking. But it's just that when women come up to me and say that, you really inspire us, how do you manage to do so much? And that's when I tell them that, when I can do it, so can you. Because I was very underconfident. I was very scared of public speaking, but only I could help myself. Nobody else could. If anybody else came and told me, come on, Via, you can do it, you can't do it. It's you yourself who has to, kind of sit down with yourself and tell you that I know I can do it and I am the best and I will be able to do it. Of course, experience, over the years, I have become better and better at what I do. But I feel that you are the only person who can help yourself. And if you are sitting at home and thinking and wondering that, should I be able to do this? Should I not be able to do this? Please don't. Just go ahead and do it. If I can handle 2 or 3 jobs, you can do it too. And, we as women, I think, really underestimate ourselves. We always feel that, oh, the man is going out, especially in the Indian culture, Dr. Shashi, I don't know how it is everywhere else, but in India, it's very common for a woman to think that, oh, my job is just to look after my kids and to look after my home, look after my husband. And, the husband is the one who will go out and earn. But I think, thank God, I come from a generation and a family where people think differently, where my parents have always pushed me to go and work, at a very young age. And my husband has been extremely supportive to me in my work. Both my jobs I'm being able to do only because he helps me out a lot. And unfortunately, a lot of families, are not happy with, in fact, when women are getting married, they are told that, very important to believe in yourself and tell yourself that no, I can do it. And of course, family pressure and social pressure in a place like India used to be very different. Thankfully, things are changing now. Women are coming out in the open. Women are openly saying we want to work, we want to be financially independent, we want to do things on our own. And yes, I think it's very, very important to, just tell yourself that get out there and do it. That is what is important. You just need to, go out and do it. And like I said, you tell yourself that is the most important, because nobody can help you but you.
Yeah. So that's very inspiring and motivating, Via, when you share about your own fear, your own work experiences, along with that, how you overcome those fears, and bringing back again your work as an image consultant, where we know that many times we have a lot of things, we have all the traits of becoming as a our own brand, whether we are in any field, but we have this fear of coming as a bringing our image in media or in our work wherever it is required. We usually have some sort of fear in general. What's your tips, and what way you found in your clients? As you said, you work with a lot of clients. What usually kind of fear they have? First, let's talk about their fear, and then tell how they can overcome in to our speaker, our listeners as well.
So are you talking about social media or fear in general that I've seen in my clients?
When you are working as an image consultant, a person coming to you, whether whatever background they're having, they want one side as they want to create their image for their business, for their work, or for their personal, whatever reasons they have. They come to you and they ask, Dia, I want to get my this image branding or image creation, but same time uh, they are reaching out to you because something is missing. So what is
Right.
missing?
Sure. So I have had a lot of clients like that, Dr. Shashi, actually. So there's this one girl who always comes to my mind. She came to me about 5 years ago, I think a year or two, when I got into image consulting. She actually walked into my house. She called me and she said, I'd like to come and meet you. And she came home to meet me with a friend of hers because she was scared to come and meet me alone because she didn't know how the experience is going to be.
Right.
And she came, she met me, and she told me what her fears were. Her fears, she was a gorgeous girl, beautiful inside out, working with a corporate, coming from a very small town in South India. But she had always been body shamed all her life for
Hmm.
her being extremely dark. And
Hmm.
her own family would keep telling her that you're not worth it because you're too dark, you can't do anything. So she was actually out on a mission to prove to her own family that
Hmm.
I am worth much more than what you think I am.
Hmm.
So and she's somebody who had never even put like maybe a speck of makeup on her face, or somebody who had, of course she was working in a corporate, so she was a working woman, but her biggest challenge for her was to prove to her family that I am more than what you think I am. So
Hmm.
it took me about a month and a half. But I remember talking to, sitting and doing so many sessions with her, motivating her, helping her build her confidence, taking her out personal shopping, doing all of that, teaching her the very basics of grooming, the very basics of confidence building, how to dress appropriately, so many things that we do, how the right kind of etiquette that we teach as image consultants. And today I am so proud of that woman. I don't want to name her on social media, but I know she knows she is. And she still, loves me and still calls me her mentor, because she tells me that I am what I am today because of you. Today, she has won so many beauty pageants, and
Wow.
she has, done her PhD and become a doctor. She has opened up her own beauty pageant
Wow.
where, she's running her own show. And I mean, I can't tell you, that woman amazes me today. And she, her parents, her family, they are all so proud of her. They're all so proud of her. And she says, that kickstart I needed, which I got from you. And now she's absolutely unstoppable. I mean, she's every year she does something new. She's, doing something new, which, and like I said, these people, they give me so much of satisfaction, because when you see people who you saw very differently, you've seen them transform in front of
Hmm.
your own eyes, and you've seen them change, it gives you so much of happiness. There's nothing which gives you more happiness than when you see you are changing people for the positive in a better way. It just is the most amazing feeling in the world.
Yeah, yeah, this is. And when we are talking about it as an image consultant, you work with those all your clients, male, female, and give them that kind of how they can create that kind of image which they are looking for their own reasons. You are somewhat you have your own style, and if we would like to know your style or your this leadership style, how you define it, how you say that, what way you deal with your clients, is it something having some other way, some name maybe, how you define that?
So, what happens, Dr. Shashi, is that I have a lot of people who keep calling me all the time saying that we are looking for an image consultant. and how would you be able to help us? So the first thing as image consultants, what we need to assess is that what are the areas where that particular individual needs help. Because like every individual is different. Some individuals are already good at something and maybe they need more help with something else versus somebody else. So the first thing when a client, male or female, comes to me is to, for me as an image consultant, to assess that what is their requirement. Some people are very clear and they know what they want. They will tell me that we only want help with styling and we want to, like you said, discover your personal style and maybe a little bit of, shopping. Some come to me only for communication skills. Some clients come to me only for pageant grooming because I'm an international beauty pageant mentor. So I have a lot of people, a lot of girls and boys now who come to me for pageant grooming. I have a lot of people who come to me for soft skills training because, they want to get into corporate trainings. Then I have people who come to me for etiquette training because we do etiquette training as well. So some people, they come and they say that, oh, we like, when this girl came to me, she wanted, a kind of a transformation with everything. And with some people, like I said, they come, they're very clear with what they want. So as image consultants, we need to sit and assess what is area is it where they need help more than the other areas, and then focus on that for them to discover their personal style. We have, a whole scientific approach that we use for them to understand their personal style, whether they are more romantic or they are classic or, they are high fashion people. So, there are ways and means, like I said, we have a scientific approach towards it, which we use to understand, help them understand it. So we don't, choose the personal style for them. Using that scientific approach, they themselves understand what their personal style is. They themselves discover what kind of colors suit them. So, image consulting is something which helps you for the rest of your life. So if today you come to me as a client and you say that, I am looking for help and I need help in terms of, I want to feel more confident and I want to feel better, I want to dress better. So what really works is that when they finish the session with you and when they go back, to their respective jobs or to their respective areas of expertise, when they see that change, they know that change is going to last for them, with them for life. It's not just for a month or two or, 1 year or 2 years. That transformation, that inner transformation and outer transformation is going to be with them for the rest of their lives. So image consulting is something, and that's the reason why it works for everybody. Because, if you feel that you need enhancement in one particular area or one particular field or area of expertise, then it definitely helps you for the rest of your life. And that's why we have actresses, we have, like I said, the Prime Minister had an image consultant. We have, of course, a lot of aspiring pageants, models. We have corporate CEOs. I've trained these CEOs of corporates who've come to me who, imagine, reached that level. They are already the CEO of a corporate. And you would wonder, why would a CEO want to come to an image consultant? Because he may be a CEO of a corporate because he's very good at what he does. And that's the reason he's been chosen, by the company as the CEO. But he himself wants, to enhance his image in certain fields. And that is the reason a lot of CEOs are going to image consultants today. Like I said, a lot of doctors, a lot of people you see from every field. Image consultants can actually help everyone.
Yeah, I just would like to ask, when we talk about a lot of image, creating our image the way we look for or for the purpose, we see a lot of our grooming. It's our grooming, and we which we are always maybe not aware of, or maybe are neglecting ourselves in some sort of way because we put our priorities. So when we are saying all these things and we are working on these things, how someone can put their own effort by understanding these all work which you are doing in a conscious way, in a conscious efforts, when they can put, do we find bringing that kind of consciousness, they can bring themselves that the things which they are looking for? And if so, how they can do that?
you're referring to grooming. How can personal grooming be done at home?
Yes, yeah, in general, because many of are not able to, afford, but they want to do that, and they know they have that, and they are looking for to work on their own. So those kind of maybe tips or some kind of, if you would like to
Of
share.
course, of course. So, Dr. Shashi, actually, since the pandemic hit, image consultants are known to be expensive. It's a myth when you feel that, people say, oh, going to an image consultant is very expensive. They charge a lot of money. No, I don't think so, because, I feel that if you feel you want help in only one particular field, image consultants are very flexible that way, and they will give you help only in that particular field. And, they give you, you don't have to take the whole package and things like that. But speaking of personal grooming for people who maybe can't afford image consultants, so in the pandemic, I have, last year when we were hit by the pandemic, I started doing a lot of free videos on my
Mhm.
Instagram page, on my Facebook page, on all my social media handles for that matter, where I would talk about something like the top styling tips. If you are of a particular body type, what kind of outfits would suit you, or if you want to wear accessories, what accessories go with your face type based on the face type that you have, or if you have a particular hairstyle that you're looking at based on your face shape again. On grooming, I have done videos on skincare. I have done videos on how in the pandemic, because we are sitting at home, you can do threading at home, which we can't go to a salon at the moment, because in India we're pretty much in lockdown. So how you
Yeah.
can do a threading. So we all are trying to do our bits of helping people out, because everybody's sitting at home at the moment. So like
Yeah.
I said, so please, whoever's watching this, do follow my social media handle pages, because you will see a lot of information on grooming. You will see a lot of information on styling. You will nowadays I'm concentrating a lot on etiquette, so you will see a lot of videos I put up almost every second day on etiquette. And in terms of you said, what I can tell the girls here is that you have a lot of time now. We're all sitting at home. We all have more time than what we do usually. Otherwise, we're always running around helter skelter, routine, morning, school, work, this, that. Since you have more time than normal, it's a good, thing to have a routine. So I
Mhm.
try and do this. First of all, I follow a fitness routine. I try and walk every day. I try and work out at least thrice a week, try and eat healthy. All these are very basic things which help you to look better or bring out the best version of yourselves. If you're looking at skincare, make sure that you try and use very sort of homemade things, because we're all kind of struggling a little bit with money at the moment, our own ways. So use little things like to just get a glow on your face. Just use honey and egg white. That's something which all of us have at home. So just pick
Mhm.
up 2 egg whites, take 1 teaspoon of honey, mix it together, put it on your face for 10 minutes, and you've got that perfect glow, maybe for a Zoom session or if you have a corporate session. So these are just quick fixes. Of course, maintain your CTMP, your cleansing, toning, moisturizing, and protection. Very, very important with your sunscreen. And so these are the little things with your hair. Aloe vera gel is something which I have discovered of late, which works beautifully for your skin and for your hair. Since again you've got so much of time, just sit with aloe vera gel in your hair for about half an hour before you wash your hair, and it really, really does wonders to your hair. In terms of styling, trends keep changing all the time. Trends are, but for me personally, I always stick to classic trends, because classic trends is something which you buy and keep in your wardrobe. And follow trends, of course, we are all, we love fashion, we like to follow trends, but just buy one or two things from what is in fashion. Don't go overboard. Just stick to your basic staples in your wardrobe, and just try and take in a few things from whatever is in fashion.
Yeah, I think those are great tips for all of our listeners and audience. do follow some of the tips she's giving, and more if you want to follow, as she is having her social handles. We will put the details in the description. So follow her for more tips as well, and get your shine, get your glow, and get the things which you are looking for. Be a last but not least, how you find having a talk show or a platform like this, Women Dialogues, is also helping people in terms of creating their voice or their image which they are looking for.
I think it's a beautiful platform, Dr. Shashi, that you've come up with, because not only are you connecting women, on a one-on-one level, but you're actually connecting women from all over the world. Like I have seen some of your YouTube videos, and I think it's amazing how you're connecting people from different areas of expertise, from different platforms, from different parts of the world. And women networking, I'm a part personally of a lot of women networking communities, women networking groups. And I think as entrepreneurs, as women who want to grow, it's very, very important to connect with women, to connect with the right women, to connect with on platforms like these. Like I said, ever since I started my journey as an entrepreneur, I've been connected with so many of these communities, and it's really helped me to grow, because I have personally learned so much from, sometimes even unknowingly, you probably don't even know, but you unknowingly are picking up things from people around you, from, people in different scenarios on different platforms. So I think it's a wonderful platform that you've come up with. It's a brilliant concept, and it's absolutely amazing, and all the very best to you. I hope you continue doing this and getting some brilliant people together and connect them together. I think it's an amazing, amazing platform.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Bia, for having such faith and such kind of positive words for us. And definitely, we look forward to have more women who can share their knowledge and wisdom, like you, as you shared your work, your wisdom, how you gain up through your life journey, through your experiences, and as you shared very fearlessly how you came up with your challenges, your fear, your all these. And I think giving this your own self the voice, as well as creating voice for those unheard and silent voices as well, is very important. So thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Via, for being with us today. And all those listeners, as you always hear, we try to bring some inspirational and motivation story along with learning. So here today you learn how you can create yourself the way you want to look for. So go see yourself in mirror and ask yourself what way I want to look for myself, maybe my dress, maybe my work, or maybe something else. And if you find that question in you, get into the hit Bia and find what she is having for you. Maybe if you are looking some tips, get connected with her, or if you are looking for long term, maybe some work or some further details, get connect with her again. And again, don't forget to share, subscribe, and like the Women Dialogues. We are bringing more inspiring and motivating stories to you. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.